Welcome back to New Gen Music. I'm your host Francisco, and back again is my co-host Colin. Where today we're going to be talking about a whole new genre, something I've never heard about before, hyperpop. So, Colin, take it away. Explain to me what is hyperpop.
Hyperpop is basically similar to melodic rap, but it's different in a sense because hyperpop overlayers vocals and melodies and saturation with the regular voice of the artist, and it's more of a pop style of singing, less rapping, but it still combines octave changes and different melodic flows and melodies. And I really love the genre, and it definitely brings a lot to the game. There's not a lot of artists who do the genre, so some of the artists that do the genre have become kind of in their own lane in the music industry and really stand out.
Now, from the sound of it, Colin, what would you say is like the main elements in this genre aside from being able to combine, what essentially we consider the instrumentals with the vocals? What else really goes into this genre?
I feel like one of the main parts about this genre that really catches people's eyes is the octave changes in the voice. The voice tone in the beginning of the song could be very low, and then do a double layer and can be lower in combination of a mix of a higher tone with the next part of the track, and it really brings a lot out in the music. And I feel like when you are able to sing really well and combine pop with this effect, that's the part that really attracts people the most.
Now, this does sound really attractive, like you're saying, being able to do this with music because, like you're mentioning, there's not a lot of people that will do this. There's not a lot of artists out here that are doing this genre specifically. What are some artists that you listen to that do this, and which one would you say is like your favorite artist in this genre?
So there's a couple artists that I know of personally that do this genre that have made a name for themselves in the hip hop industry, like in the music industry in general, like Brakence and Midwest. Today we're going to talk about Brakence because he does more of the style I referred to. He changes his octave throughout the song a lot. In the beginning, he might start off really low, oversaturated, really low, and then go really high, and kind of add those in the background and then make them all come together. But he really does a lot of singing, and he's one of the very first artists that I heard about who does this genre. I saw his videos on TikTok. It caught my eye because I never heard that sound before. And I feel like it will make a lot more people interested if they took a listen.
Well, it definitely does sound very interesting, and I feel like a lot of artists and a lot of music genres have gotten a lot of popularity on TikTok. In ever since the pandemic, I mean, we've seen a surge in all types of things from just content creators to a lot of music that just came through TikTok. Which thank God it was there for all of us during the pandemic because hard times definitely. But tell me a little bit more about this artist. Tell me a little bit more about the songs you like, and give us some recommendations for the audience.
So Brakence personally, I feel like he was one of the first artists that caught people's eye who started doing this. And then since recently, a lot of other hyperpop artists have modeled their songs and their inspiration. They've taken it from Brakence because he was one of the first to really get into it. And like you said, the pandemic happened. A lot more people were watching TikTok, and that's when I found out about him. That's when he blew up. Some of my favorite songs from him are "Dropout." He did a regular version of that, and then he did a remix with Black Bear. And I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with Black Bear and his pop sound. He combined that with Brakence's hyperpop sound, and I feel like the song did amazing. He did a song called 5G on his recent album that I really like, where he does more of those lower tones and then smooths it out with his higher tone. And I feel like it all works well together. He also did another song called Roiser, and in that song he does a lot more singing, less octave changing, but he still has those hyper pop effects. And when you listen to hyper pop, the beat is going to give you a more techno feel, but the vocals are going to give you a more smooth feel.
Just the way you express yourself about this artist and about this music, it really makes me want to go in listen a little more to it because from the music recommendations you've given me, I've gone into it, I've listened to them, I've listened to 5G. Amazing song, gotta say it's definitely on my playlist now after I listen to it. And it's impressive seeing this new rise of genre, seeing how hyperpop is really taking charge into the scene, and how music itself is changing more and more, especially with the help of platforms such as TikTok. But thank you very much for talking about this, Colin. Thank you for enlightening us with this information on this genre, and thank y'all for watching. And as always, please do like and subscribe. We're really broke. We need the money. We're desperate at this point.